Kia ora team, welcome to another Toatakai at home training video. Today we're doing a bit of a Kumite session. We're going to use a belt, just hanging it up. We're going to use this to hold for some kicks and then as a target, and also going to use any kind of ball that you can kick from the ground. That will be a little bit later in the session, so if you want to grab those. We're going to kick off doing a little bit of our Kime, our fighting stance work, where you're going to follow along with me, try to get that footwork nice and fast, nice and clean. And then after that, we're just going to run through a few different punching and kicking drills that we can add to our training at home. Let's get into it. All right, so let's start working on that fighting stance. Everyone has slightly different fighting stance. There's no correct way. You can see some people have a little bit longer, some people like to fight shorter, the back leg facing the front, some people have it facing the back. All for me, the only thing we need to have a good Kime is that from my natural fighting stance, I should be able to here, without adjusting my stance or adjusting my weight, I should be able to surge forward, surge back, go to the left, go to the right. I should also, from the stance, again, without shifting the weight or shifting my feet, I should be able to pop my front leg straight up and my back leg straight up. If you can do all of those things, then I think you've got a good enough Kime, okay? So just be wary of that if you're having to shift weight or shift your feet in order to move a direction in order to kick. For this first drill, what we're gonna be in our fighting stance. You're gonna copy along with me. The first set, we're gonna be completely stationary, and whichever direction I move, so if I move forward, you've got to try to move forward at the exact same time. So because it's a random direction, you're not sure where to go, we need to have both the balls of the feet both loaded, ready to move in any direction. We don't want to have the weight forward or back or to one side. So jump into that fighting stance, and then as I move, you're gonna move. So you can start off whoop, to the left, and you gotta try to keep up. As I move, you move. Make sure we stay still to begin with. We're gonna add the bouncing in a second. Let's go for 4 more. Too easy. Now, same thing, this time we're bouncing. I think it makes it a little bit easier. We've got that momentum, but make sure when we're bouncing, we don't actually come off the ground. We're bouncing our weight up and down. We don't want to come out of a loaded position. We want to still be loaded the whole time. So the balls of the feet barely leave the ground. Other than that, exactly the same. As I move, you move. And then just keep bouncing, keep the toes ready to move, prepared to go any direction. We go 4 more. Too easy. All right, same thing. Now each time we're gonna double it up. So I'm gonna go 2 different directions, or maybe the same direction twice. So as soon as you land, we have to land in a nice fighting stance in order to be able to move again. Once again, try to keep up. As I move, you move, not afterwards. So ready, 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 up, up. And again, going for 2. Up. Make sure we've got good fighting stance. Balls of the feet always connected. Four more. Too easy. If you're lucky enough to have a partner at home, you can obviously run that drill with a partner following them, or getting them to just point in any direction. All right, but let's work on some punching techniques. So for the rest of the session today, I'm just gonna give heaps of different drills that you can work on at home, right, as opposed to following on like that last one. First drill we're gonna work is just with our punches, we wanna have a really good rotation. So we're gonna kick off with a little bit of a stretch. So from your fighting stance here, the main thing I wanna work is the shoulders. So we're gonna step forward for our jab punch, having the heels in line. And then here, as we punch down, I don't want my shoulders to be at an angle. We're gonna try to get them in line. So it's a straight line from my front hand, front shoulder, and back shoulder. And we're gonna keep that chest up and just keep reaching forward as far as we can. We don't wanna get our range from leaning because that puts our head in the way. We want to get it from just rotation. So I'm still keeping quite straight up and I'm getting it from that full rotation. Then we can come back and then we're gonna do the same thing but with the backhand. Once again, I'm gonna get full rotation from the shoulders. So the hand, front shoulder, back shoulder are in line. You can see here, one long line, nice long punch. Not from leaning, we keep the chest and the head back to keep ourselves safe and just through rotation. So we can work those rotation stretches, hold them for a good 20 seconds. The third one we're gonna do is, we call this technique the oizuki. So gyakuzuki, punch and generally pulling it back. With our oizuki, we're punching with the backhand, but recovering forward with a step, okay? So on this one, what we're gonna do, slightly different. We still wanna get that same reach. So we're throwing that same gyakuzuki one. We're gonna come up onto the front foot and then we're gonna reach as far as we can. Not with the head, with the rotation. And then I'm gonna start falling forward. And as soon as I feel I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna pull back. That's the recovery. So again, into Kime, backhand punch, and then we're coming through up onto one foot, and then just slowly falling forward to get to our maximum reach. And then as we fall forward, we pull back. Oh, one more time from the other angle. Gyakuzuki rotation, reach, hand, shoulders, inline, reach, reach, reach. As you fall forward, pulling back. So that's a nice little, those stretches and exercises, a nice way to help us get the rotation. Now we put it into the actual techniques. So we can work those 3 techniques and just focusing on the shoulders. All we're gonna think about is whichever hand I'm punching with, the opposite shoulder. So if we start with our jab punch, as I throw my jab, I'm just gonna throw this shoulder back to get that full rotation. So we can work this jab punch and I'm just throwing this back every time. As I punch, back. And if I focus on that, you'll see that when I hit, I have complete maximal range on my punch. And once again, we're not leaning, we're keeping the chest and the head back, just throwing this back to help get that rotation. Okay, so we can do that with our kizami, our jab, same thing with the gyakuzuki. Now, this is the opposite shoulder. If I'm punching with the backhand, this shoulder is gonna throw back as far as I can. Punch and pull back. Throwing that shoulder back and pull back. See it from the other angle, front shoulder, back. So that as I hit, I'm at this fully rotation position without leaning, just rotating. And then finally, we can do the oizuki as well, the step through punch. It's the same thing. I throw this shoulder back, except I'm just doing one step as I go through the punch. Everything else is basically the same for that punch. Punch and pull back. Show that one a little bit slowly. As we punch, we throw this shoulder back, maximal range, and pull back here. Then you can come back to fighting stance. Okay, so you can work through all your punches, focusing, rotation, and reach. Let's go. All right, next drill is we're gonna work on this 1-2. So those are all our single techniques, throwing one punch with one movement. Now we're working a bit of a 1-2. So traditional 1-2, where when I grew up, we always push twice off the back foot, which is still very common today. I push one, and then I push again off the back foot, and we typically recover back. And that can get thrown to the head or to the body, okay? A nice fast double push, 1, 2, and pull back, okay? We're gonna change that a little bit slightly today. So we're still doing 2 movements, but I'm only gonna push once off the back leg, and I'm gonna land on the front leg twice. We don't push on the second one, but in that first one, we push so fast, so strong, that our momentum is just gonna let this foot fall over again. So I don't push off the front leg. I just fall onto it and it will double push. So the first part of this technique, okay, was level 1. We're gonna push off this back foot and we're gonna go here, 1, 2. And we wanna try to get that 1, 2 nice and quick. Okay, I don't have to go for a crazy distance, just 1, 2, just there. Once you're feeling comfortable that you can get that footwork there, 1, 2, then we can add the next step. Now, on this one, we're falling forward. It's very difficult to then recover backwards. But we also don't want to end in a bad position. We either want to recover out to safety, or we can recover forward and get aggressive on our opponent. We don't want to be in that middle range where they can start punching and kicking us. So we're going to be recovering forwards on this one. So here, I throw the 1, 2, yeah, double push. And now I'm going to fall forward again, but this time back into fighting stance to here. So what that looks like is here, I push, push, back. 1, 2, 3. The recovery doesn't need to be crazy fast for the footwork, okay? We just recover as it feels comfortable. The first 2 are very fast. 1, 2, 3. Cool. 1, 2, 3. So that's the next step, that's level 2. If you're feeling good with that, level 3, now we're gonna start throwing this back shoulder on 2. So I wanna start getting ready for the punch. So we throw it on 2 and we recover on number 3. So here, shoulder all in here. 1, 2, 3. All right? 1, 2, 3. Okay? That's the third step of the technique. Once you're feeling good with the third step, now we can add all the punches in. Okay? Fourth final step. So here, on the first one, we just worked our rotation. On a 1, 2, we don't want to really rotate too much. If I over rotate here, I'm gonna have to rotate that back across for the backhand. It's gonna slow me down. So wherever my Kime is, my shoulder's gonna stay at that angle. I'll still be reaching everything else for the punch. I wanna get up in their face, but I won't be rotating. So 1, and then on the second one, I get that backhand out, that full rotation, like we did with the Oizuki stretch. And then 3, I'm just falling forward and recover. I don't need to push here, but I wanna recover heavy, so that if we do get close, I either push them back, or I can grab them, or I can take a little bit of control. So I'll keep it slow. We're going here, 1, 2, pull back 3. Once again slow, 1, 2, pull back 3. Once you're feeling good, you can start getting it faster. And since the backhand is the one that we're trying to hit them with, we want this to come out early, not 1 and then 2. 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Getting that maximal reach, 1, 2, and 3. Falling forward, all right? Let's see if you can get that technique down. All right. Let's do some kicking drills. This is a relatively new drill that we've come up with, and it's just to help us get our back leg flying out a little bit quicker. When we're punching, we try to move the hands first. Okay, if that's what I'm attacking with, that's gonna be the first thing to move, and my body will follow. It's the same thing with the kicks. If I'm gonna kick with my back leg, the first thing I want to move is my foot. We don't want it to be our hips, okay? We don't want to be dropping weight, not even the knee first. We want to directly go with the foot. But this is really hard to do from your Kime position. So this is where we're going to use the ball to try to work on our kick. So from your fighting stance, what I want us to think about, this action here is the kicking action. We're going to try to do that from the ground. Typically what we see with the roundhouse kick is kind of a 1, 2. You can feel there's 2 motions there, knee and then foot, 1, 2. Okay? And we want to try to cut that down to 1 motion, which means I need to kick directly from the ground. So my knee won't bend any further, it will only extend from there, okay? And again, hard to do it from this position here, which is why we use the ball. So what we're gonna do is put football, rugby ball, netball, softball, anything in the middle here, something you can kick. Roughly halfway through my Kime is good. Stay. All right, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna try to move my foot first. This hip is gonna stay completely still. I'm not gonna throw my hip in, okay? I'm not gonna pass the ball. I'm gonna try to kick, how much power can I develop, stopping my foot in line with the next foot. So hold this hip back and kick your foot directly out and see how much power we can get from starting right next to it. So once again, I don't want to go here and push the ball, all right? We're not gonna throw this hip in either. This isn't gonna turn. This is staying back. It's just my foot. So how strong can I get the foot from here and just kick this foot directly out? Strong kick. Smoked it. All right, so get a few of them just to get the feeling, kicking the ball. Then, we're done with that. Let's kick it over there. Now we're gonna kick some targets. So you can use any target for this. I like hanging the belt, it's nice and easy. I'm gonna go through a set of 4. We're gonna try to keep this idea of kicking the ball for every kick. So the first one I do is I'm gonna kick the ball again, okay? Even though there's no ball there, it's more just to get that feeling into my brain. So hold this hip back and just kicking the foot up just to where the front foot is. That's number 1. Number 2, start exactly the same and throw the body kick. So foot first, kick straight out. Should be 1 count and it should be fast. Then I do the same one to the head. Okay, now that we're throwing to the head, we don't want to have to open up the hips, take an extra step, okay? I don't want to have to change anything. I still want to kick from the ground, fast, straight up, 1 count. And then we throw hook kick. So then once again, back leg, kicking to the other side. Kick the ball, straight up. All right, so there's my set of 4. Kick the ball, body kick, head kick, hook kick. Everything is around kicking the ball to make it 1 count and make it real fast. All right, see if you can get that one. All right, last drill for today. It's another kicking drill, little exercise that we can do. We're gonna use the belt again. You can tie it from the roof. We normally do this with a partner, and one partner holds it around the neck. If you can get it where we're holding it around about shoulder, head, height, somewhere in there, it's gonna be really good. So we're holding this one straight out, just using this for a bit of balance. The less I can hold onto the belt, the better, because the more I'm using my back foot as opposed to my arms to control myself. We're gonna hold this leg up, and we wanna make sure we've got nice, good kicking line. So with our frame, hips up, chest up, and the leg nice and flat, not knee or foot high. And we're gonna go from here, roundhouse past the belt, roundhouse, hook kick as slow as we can. And that hook kick, we're gonna go as far back, all the way back to our own bum. So roundhouse past the belt, roundhouse, slowly, hook kick. And then every time I return back to this kick line. Trying to keep that knee up nice and high every time we kick. We don't let that fall down to the ground. Okay, we keep that kicking line, keep that posture. I'm gonna try to go for 10 sets on that leg, and then same on the other leg, okay? Holding the posture, roundhouse, roundhouse, hook kick. As slow as you can, returning back to here, keeping the knee up. Once on our slow sets, then we can rock through them nice and quick, right? The less we can hold this belt, obviously the better. Holding that line up, and we're trying to go kick, 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 and back to here as quick as we can. 1, 2, 3, and back. And that hook kick coming all the way back. I'm not gonna do just a hook kick over the belt. I'm gonna hook kick all the way back to my own bum. 1, 2, and 3, right? So once we're done the slows, we can do another 10 fast ones. All right, let's do it. All right, thanks for joining that one, team. As again, if we were doing kicking, I always like to finish each session off with a stretch. But there's something new that you can try is, especially if you're trying to get your splits a little bit lower, this is something that I was doing all through my uni days, just to push it a little bit further, is we can take our belt and try it around the ankle, and then we just throw the other side around either a bedpost or a couch kind of leg, anything like that that you can find. And then I have the other side with me. And so as I'm stretching, I can just keep pulling this. It will go around the post and just pulls that foot a little bit further. All right, so obviously you can use a belt or any other rope, tying it around and just pulling just to help get that last bit of rotation. Just if you want that little bit extra torture and get those hips a little bit more open. All right. Good work, team. Keep training over summer.